You be sure and do all that hitting over there. What the hell? Oh, there we go.
Recording in progress.
There we go. Finally. What the hell today? I'll tell you what. I'm ready to go already. Is everybody ready already?
Yes.
Super ready.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
All right. Let's hit it. Hello, and welcome to our humble little podcast. This is Atlantis After Dark, the greatest place in all of cyberspace. The other day, this beautiful reporter walked into the dentist's office with all of her front teeth broken. The dentist asked her, "What happened to you?" She said, "I don't know. I was giving head to this guy named Clark Kent, and then bam, his trick turned into iron." I'll tell you guys what, I'm ready to go already. You guys are too, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it and meet today's All-Stars. Warming up in the bullpen. This guy has a rich history of drinking. Every night he gets so drunk he pukes in the sink. One night his wife finally had enough. To teach him a lesson, she cleaned a couple of chickens and left the innards in the sink before she went to bed. Later that night he comes home and sure enough she hears him puke in the sink. But this time it's taken him an awful long time to come back up to bed. When he finally gets there, he told his wife, "I think you're right. I've got to stop puking my guts out." She said, "I told you so." He said, "Yeah. Fortunately, though, using your long-handled wooden spoon, I got them all back in there again." It's Biff by Adam West. What's happening, buddy?
Ooh, boy.
What a way to go, right?
Yikes. Luckily, I'm so seasoned and such a professional. I don't think I've thrown up in well over a decade.
Nice.
But my wife does. You know what my wife does complain about some nights. She says somehow coming out of my pores is gin during the night. She does say that. She said the whole room smells like gin some nights.
Well, I mean, you constantly have a blood alcohol level of like 2, right?
I have mastered the art of a constant buzz.
There you go.
I don't get drunk. It's just my body knows exactly how much to put in just to keep me at one level.
He's more gin than man now.
Right.
Yeah.
Twisted
Are
and
you
evil.
suggesting they found blood in his alcohol stream?
Right. That's what I'm saying. No, but we are glad to have you here on this show for our One More Round episode. Next up, he's the Sorcerer Supreme of cyberspace. Last week, he strolled into the doctor's office and he said, "Doc, I want you to castrate me." The doctor said, "What? A big husky fellow like you?" He said, "No questions, Doc, just castrate me." So the doc shrugged his shoulders and got to work right away. When he came to, the doc leaned over and said, "Well, that's that. And while you're here, do you want me to be circumcised too?" And he looks up with eyes wide and says, "Doggone it, Doc, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted done." It's Retpmus. What's happening, pal?
That's pretty good. I like that one. Same as usual, buddy. Just glad to be here and for one big hoo-ha before we sign off on DCL content.
That's right.
A big hoo-ha.
Yeah. Hoo-ha, hee-haw. Let's see. Hee-haw, hee-haw,
No. Keep it hoo-ha. We
Hoo-ha.
want to
Hoo-ha.
Pacino style.
Clickbait.
That's what it is now.
I mean, there's like 3 or 4 different words that they're all kind of sound the same.
Oh, yeah.
And they all look the same.
I guess from where I'm at, I should probably say hee-haw.
Oh,
By the
boy.
way,
I mean, you
some
know
of you
English
are
better
old enough.
than I do, but a hoo-ha, it's completely different thing
Oh,
than
I know.
By
Someone
the way,
explain
Rhett,
it to me.
You're old enough, and AB's old enough. You guys used to watch Hee Haw?
Yes.
I did, yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That was prime time television
I
on
bet
Sunday
the
night.
Other members of our panel have no idea what that is.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
aware it existed.
It
Never
was
watched
kind
it.
of cool at the time. It was a cool show.
Roy Clark, that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
That man could
And I
play a
remember-
guitar.
Was
I
it
remember
like
The Simpsons did a takeoff on it too.
Okay.
They did,
I
didn't
forget
they?
what
Was
they
it
call
like
it,
a
but-
Simpsons did it.
1970s version of like In Living Color?
Not quite.
But
Well, I mean, it was skit
Like
based.
skits.
It was. It
Yeah.
was skit based. Skit and music, yeah. It was more like Saturday Night Live for Hicks, I guess. It was
That
only on
sounds
those.
fun. I would watch
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
At the time, I remember I was a little kid, but I remember we couldn't wait for it to come on. It was a cool show.
It
at
was
the
a pretty
time.
cool show.
I mean, look at the shows back in the days. It was like Dukes of Hazzard and
Yeah.
A-Team and Riptide and Magnum PI, and I mean
Knight
all the
Rider.
cool shows.
Knight
Yeah,
Rider was
Knight
my
Rider. Oh,
favorite.
how
Those were
could you
decades after.
Yes.
My
Yeehaw.
dad would
Yeah, it
always
was,
talk
it
about
was.
"Have Gun Will Travel" was like his favorite show when he was
Wow.
little. So
My-
I've actually seen that.
My family was always hooked on the stuff like Gunsmoke and Bonanza
Yeah.
and all the Western type shows. I never really did get into Westerns, but I mean, I grew up and it was always on the TV nonstop.
Yeah, I think
I
I've
just
seen.
was never a big fan.
No, and
What was
neither
the
was
one-
I. I
what was
think
the
I've
one in
seen
the
every
fort?
episode of Wild Wild West. That was
Wild
the
Wild
TV
West
show.
was kind of cool though.
Yeah.
Some of it was good.
Yeah.
Because I mean they did a lot of science into it as well, because they
did.
would create all those little formulas and stuff to go on missions and stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
And what were you saying about a fort bit?
There was a goofy one with a fort that was cool.
Is that
Where
F
was
Troop?
Yes, that's what it is. F Troop. It's like Gilligan's Island,
F Troop.
but in a fort. Like there was like a Gilligan character
Yes.
that was like goofy and then there was like, and it was Indians versus
And
like
a bunch of Italians in red face paint playing
Oh.
Native Americans
all that stuff that goes over swimmingly
with
in
Party
today's
City
society.
costumes.
Yeah.
I don't see that
Yeah.
on TV anymore.
No.
Oh,
No.
there are so many shows. Archie Bunker,
Yeah.
The Jeffersons, so many
Oh, yeah.
shows
Anything
that-
Norman Lear
that
did.
become so much funnier when you watch them today
Oh yeah.
in context of, oh no, there's no way we're getting away with that.
Yeah.
I remember they did a year ago, they did a Jeffersons and
yes.
All in the Family live.
I saw that.
And I was so captivated by it because I wanted to see how they were going to pull it off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I thought they did a pretty good job. They towed the line.
They
tried to
did.
make it.
They did.
Tried to make it. I mean, we weren't. George wasn't throwing out any honkies, but
No. But I mean, look, the litmus test to me is I can't rewatch them and get the same vibe
Right.
as I can in the originals. So they were good. It was a fair attempt. It was a good shot in the dark. But yeah.
it was the best
Yeah.
live attempt you could do in today's cancel society.
Yeah.
Of trying to recreate racist shows from the past.
Without it being
Jesus.
racist.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. We're trying its best.
Oh, so where are we anyway? Are we at Retmus? Okay. Anyway.
Just finish
We got done with F Troop and Hee Haw.
Right.
So
So
I knew that
there
was
you
in the
go.
script. Everyone knows we script this stuff.
Right. Every week we have a crack team of writers that we don't pay. All right, welcome
What
to the
else do you
show,
think
buddy.
we need the clickbait?
Yeah.
We need what? Oh, the
That's the
clickbait.
reason why they're called crack
Clickbait.
team.
Crack team.
Crack team of writers.
All right,
Crack
buddy.
paid writers.
Up next, joining us on the show today. The other day, she decided she wanted to be a cop. So she goes down to the precinct to apply. The officer says, well, we're going to have to ask you a few questions to see if you're able for the job. He says, what's 2 + 2? She says, 4. The cop asks her again, what's the square root of 100? She says, 10. Then he said, well, who killed Abraham Lincoln? And she said, I don't know. The cop tells her, well, go home and think about it and then come back tomorrow. So she goes home and her friend asked her, did you get the job? And she said, not only did I get the job, I'm already working on a first murder case. It's the lovely and talented DCL Junk. How are you today, Miss Junk?
Wow, great joke. Great joke.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Oh, by the way, you
feel
have
accomplished.
No idea. You have no idea how giddy AB is on that one.
Wow.
Getting a compliment from
Yes, yeah.
the
That's,
person he just got a compliment.
I'm speechless. Anyways, thank you very much. And I will take that and capture it and put it in my heart. There we go.
Great.
Thank you very much for being on the show today. And
Of course, thank you.
damn it, we look forward to having you every week. Up next, he's the gangster of ganja. The other day, he was camping with his son, and as they were sitting watching a beautiful sunset together, he leans over and starts to have that father and son talk. He says, look at all those houses down there. I built them with my bare hands. But do people call me Scott the house builder? No. Then he says, you see that church over there? I built that with my bare hands. But nobody calls me Scott the church builder. Then he points at the river and says, you see that dam down there? I built that too. but nobody calls me Scott the Dam Builder. But you fuck one sheep. It's Sectu. Welcome to the show, pal.
Oh, it's an important lesson to learn, son.
And it is.
Oh,
Don't go fucking sheep.
Thank you for having me.
No
Happy to
problem.
be here.
Very good to have
And
you,
unlike
buddy.
Biff, I proudly have not puked from drinking in about 3 hours.
Well, there you go. There's a goal to be set, I guess. Mark the
Yes.
calendars, folks, so we can keep a track of Sectu's vomit cycle.
You know, the problem was I went outside my wheelhouse. You know, I left the gangster of ganja wheelhouse and I dipped my toes into Biff's
Yeah,
pool.
see.
And I got in the deep end, and it was not a good idea.
No. It never is. I mean, he's a pro. Nobody can
He
beat
is.
Biff.
Seasoned professional.
Nobody can beat Biff. Like, if I was going to start a drinking team, he'd be my first draft pick. He'd be my first round draft pick.
I should have been messaging him through Discord and been like, should I take this next shot? And he'd be like, well, what do you think?
Yeah.
I am very confident. Everyone in life, a lot of times people strive to be like the greatest at one thing. I think I am the greatest functional alcoholic of all time.
That could very well be.
Yeah, it just doesn't affect my life at all. Doesn't hurt anything.
Some people are
I'm
like
actually
that.
nicer. I'm actually nicer.
Yeah.
I fight less with my wife.
See?
I'm more productive at work. It all works out.
Yeah, there we go.
The only thing I have to say is I think you got to switch that up to most functional drinker because alcoholics admit they have a problem. Functional drinker, right?
No, I can use the term alcoholic
Okay. All right.
because I'm pot committed at this point.
No, that's me, Biff.
Pot
I am the
committed.
one who's pot committed, Biff. Now you're getting into my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Stay out of the wheelhouses, everybody. No good can come of it. All right. Welcome to the show, buddy. Damn glad
Thanks
to
for
have you
having me.
here. All right. Last but not least, from the hidden isle of Themyscira. The other day, she walked into a Talon office and said, "I'm here to fart the American national anthem." And the agent says, "Phew, I can't wait to see this." So she drops trow and starts shitting in the wastebasket. The agent says, whoa, what are you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm clearing my throat." It's Witty Amazon. What's happening out there on Paradise Island?
Oh, that was a good one. You know, I'm sober and ready to go.
You're sober, ready to go. Retpmus, are you sober and ready to go?
Absolutely.
But he is.
Yeah. Junk, what about you? Are you sober?
Yes, as
Okay.
a judge,
Okay, good.
as they say, as no one says, as they said on
So-
Hee Haw.
Right. So, you know,
I just spent a few minutes on Urban Dictionary trying to get the difference in the definition of hoo-ha versus hee-haw.
right.
I think one's an innie, one's an outie. That's what
Oh boy. Well, listen, everybody, we've got a great show for you guys today. Hopefully, we can get some mileage out of this. And well, I guess there's no better time like the present. Let's just get into it. Let's get into the final click. Let's get into some DCL.
Sweet gong.
That gong was sweet. Anyways, yeah. So we are 2 days away from the game being shut down, and I guess at this stage, I have kind of mixed feelings about it a little bit, and I kind of want to get your guys' take on some of the things that have happened, the goings-ons in recent weeks and recent days, because you know, we've gotten some pretty good surprise gifts in our inbox, and you know, they've done a few other nice little cool things for us here and there. We even had some blowback on Reddit that we can talk about. I mean, it just depends on where you guys want to start, but somebody pick an area and, you know, let's talk about it.
No, we should start with Reddit.
Okay, good.
absolutely
people
a
engaged.
Second.
Yeah, because they're still listening at this point, probably.
Yeah, continuity.
Right. We all know they listen just so they can be pissed off.
Yeah, so what happened there, Biff?
Oh, I guess I got accused on our last episode. I pride myself on the write-ups for the show and the titles, and I always, you know, as in any title for anything, your goal is to get people to be interested in what the title says. It's like, wait a second, what? Like all of my titles are kind of are kind of misdirection based on our conversation on the show. There was one thing I overlooked when I wrote my title, and I apologize to many for this, is I did not realize there were people that felt this thing could still be saved. And if I read my title from last time through the eyes of some moronic idiot that thinks the game could be saved, it absolutely is clickbaity. But if I view it through a normal human logical person, there's no way it would be considered clickbaity. But I underestimated the wide world of Reddit. And I apologize.
Well, get ready, because here come the pitchforks after that shit.
Wait, what was the title? What was the title last time?
DCL Ain't Dead Yet was in it. And the reason why I put that in the title is because last time we talked so much DCL, I was actually I was really surprised in how much DCL we talked last time. Strategy, comps we loved, all of this stuff. It was back to the, we probably talked more DCL last episode than we have in 2-3 years, which is why that's where my head was at creating that title. It's like DCL Ain't Dead Yet, which, by the way, factually is correct.
It still is correct. Actually,
Yeah.
It's still not dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should go with the same title and say it.
Yeah.
P.S.
Tell me.
Just in a
2 days
vegetative
left.
state.
I don't-
It's in
I
a
don't need-
vegetative state. It's not dead.
It's the Terry Schiavo.
I do not need the being threatened to have my post taken down
No, it's a
by
DCL.
the mods.
By
there.
the mods.
And by the way, I told the mod, if this justifies taking our post down, feel free.
I liked how you said there's nothing more Reddit than that. Though.
Yeah,
There is
that was
nothing
pretty
more
good.
Reddit than me being
I don't know, I
accused
think-
of
I
taking
think-
down that post.
He was more stupid than the people who flagged the post, because if you want to attract people to engage with your content, you have to create a title. And as stupid as it is, or as smart as it is, he was saying that even if the game's not ending and if it was factually correct, it was still clickbaity or whatever
Yeah, clickbaity.
it is.
Clickbaity.
It's not
Word.
clickbaiting.
And then he
It's not
posted
even-
the definition of clickbait, which
that-
did not
It's
apply.
not even a word.
No,
First
yeah.
of all, yeah.
Well, he
the
posted a
definition
definition
of his
from
definition of clickbait is the same definition of a title. A title is supposed to have someone engage your content, not just clickbait. So, what's the point?
He was saying something in it about for gain, or for that we gained makes it clickbaity, that we and my point was, this is not a monetized podcast, so we're not gaining, although we love when people click on it, and we love when people listen, and we love when people enjoy it. We're not, we all go to work tomorrow morning,
Right.
and this isn't it.
Where they actually pay us.
Right,
That's
right,
what
right.
they
That's the point. We
Right.
But Biff, we also love it when people mess up, so we can make fun of them on the show. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Marcus. What's his name? Marcus something.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
thank you
out him
very
on the
much.
show.
It's
You're an
not,
idiot.
I don't know.
By the way, the mods
Uh,
do have to do something when they get multiple reports too.
Yeah, but at least use
Common sense.
correct language.
Right.
Because clickbaity isn't a word, and I'm not American or British or someone who uses English as their first language, so fuck off. Swats.
Well, it's like,
Goddamn right.
it's
You
like,
tell him,
it's
Woody.
like we have a habit of doing that here, where we take like a word and we add "y" to the end of it just
Yeah.
to describe something that we can't otherwise justify.
The
describing.
only thing you can add to any word is ish.
Ish.
That's
Ish,
the only
clickbait
that's,
ish.
that's the only thing you can add to any word that exists, and it's valid.
Is that like a rule, or are we saying that comedically?
No, it's pretty much a rule.
Because I'm ready to believe.
Pretty
you on
much
this.
or is.
It's pretty much a rule.
Okay.
I'm on board.
There you go. Well, we'll have more Reddit content later in the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, Miss Junk.
So
Oh, that's nice.
that is pretty good. So one of the things that I wanted to do, and we're going to shift away from Reddit, because I've seen that. Shift away from Reddit for a little bit. I wanted to share with you guys one thing that it never got put out to the greater community. At one point, I believe it was us and WROL and Crime Alley and Tootie and all of us were going to get together and do a show called Crisis on Infinite Podcasts. And we were looking to get as many of the content creators together on each of our shows as possible. And I don't want to ruin the idea because maybe we could still do it and it would be a lot of fun. But I did have this piece of music, I guess. It's not really music, but it's an intro that I spent some time working on. And dadgummit, it would just go to waste if it never got seen the light of day. So I present to you the intro for Crisis on Infinite podcast that never took place.
Welcome everybody back again for another exciting episode of the Crime Alley Cast.
Welcome to WRL Broadcast.
Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a while.
The following podcast has been rated R.
Creating
Today we have now 4
Crisis on Infinite Podcasts.
All right.
That was it. So that was how we would have started the whole Crisis episode.
That would have been amazing. That would have been such a fun thing.
It would have been super fun.
It would have been 10 hours long, but
It was.
That was actually, I think, what ended up being the problem.
Yeah, that was like, how we can't all
I don't
be
know
there.
if length was a problem. I think it was like herding cats.
Yeah,
to
I
get
mean, it was a
Yeah.
double-edged sword. Yeah,
all the people together at the right times and who's going on which podcast. and
right. Logistics, in other words.
One podcast you need to be on video.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't want to be on video. The next, and it just
Yeah,
kind of twirled out there.
but it was fun, and who knows? Maybe when we go towards a more DC-oriented show, DC Heroes and Villains, which we haven't really spoke about this week at all yet. We'll get to, but or maybe we won't get to. Hell, I don't know. Maybe this is all DCL today.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Just
probably.
Give it its due.
Give it its due. There.
but we should call the show all about DCL heroes and villains and then not talk about it.
Don't
Oh,
want to be clickbaity, though.
right,
The opposite of clickbait.
right. But
Because we've already got enough pushback on some of our heroes and villains content.
It's a new genre of clickbaity called clickmaster baity.
for those of you who want to master the art, right? No, but it would have been a super cool thing to do, and maybe one day we'll all get together once we are starting to do different content for different games and whatnot. Especially since there seems to be a lot of crossover with different games, not just DC Heroes and Villains, but there are some other ones that are playing out there too, aren't there? I don't want to dwell on it too much longer, but there
There
are
was
other
one
games.
they gave an offer to one in the game. I can't remember what it was called. though.
Injustice 2.
Is that what it
Oh,
was?
was that Injustice 2?
Injustice.
Yeah.
I thought it was a different one. I thought there was a new one, like an unlimited. Maybe it was it was just a link to the comic,
Yes.
website.
Yeah, the
Maybe that's
comic
what it was.
service.
Which is good, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it?
I know Marvel's called Marvel Unlimited. I don't know what they call DC.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think it is Infinite. It's DC Comics Infinite.
No, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to look it up and I'm not being very effective.
It is a good service, though. I enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
I have it. I subscribe. So that's my way of supporting DC Comics. Although everyone says you should go buy the paper copies. I'm like, guess what? I don't have storage for a bunch of paper copies.
Right.
So sorry, I'm old and I
Yeah.
need technology.
Yeah, you should buy a $5 comic book that will be worth $5.10 in 20 years.
Right.
Yeah, like my baseball card collection.
Right.
I thought I was sitting on millions until I actually tried to sell it.
My
recently.
brothers too. My brothers had boxes and boxes of
Oh my gosh.
of
I have a
baseball
whole
cards.
closet
Nothing.
full and it's not worth anything.
You have to have people that want to buy the stuff too. I mean,
Well, that's the thing.
that's
That's what the whole definition of worth is.
Yeah.
Right.
What someone will pay for it.
exactly.
I mean, I have shelves full of boxes of comics downstairs, and there was a lot of high value comic books in there that I can easily go sell and make money off of. I mean, I've got comics back from like the first appearance of Elektra in Daredevil.
Wow.
I've got where Daredevil first fought the Incredible Hulk, I think in 1967 or something like that. And I mean, it's not mint condition, but it's in relatively good condition. In wrapping with cardboard backing and everything to keep it's intact. Throughout the ages. I mean, I've got like the whole entire Spawn story from the very beginning.
Cool.
Spider-Man when Todd McFarlane took over. I got the whole entire story of Spider-Man, every issue, multiple copies of everything. I mean, I've got so much stuff. I was like major into collecting back then. And I mean, I've already had people offer me money for it. And I've never even tried to. I think one time I took it into a comic shop and asked what they would give me. And like you can look up the value, like what it's appraised at and what they actually give you. They'll offer you about a third of whatever it says in the charts or whatever book value you want to call it. It's normally about a third of that price because they have to make money off of it as well. That they sell it. So that's why they won't give you half. They'll give you about a third.
Unless if you have it graded and done all that could increase the value a little bit. Because that's the funny thing. Like I have every unopened box of Topps baseball cards through my entire youth, from like 1980 all the way to like 1996, and the unopened boxes mean nothing.
Right.
They're basically worth next to nothing, unless you take out, like you said, you have probably 5, 10, 15 comics that are really sought after. That I almost have to find those 10 to 15 cards, hope they were cut perfectly,
right,
get them graded, and then maybe there's a 5% chance I actually get a decent offer for one of them.
Well, and there's also a few that I have that were taken to like Comic-Con and stuff. And I have one issue of Spider-Man that was signed by Stan Lee, and I have a certificate of authenticity stating that it was signed by him, and they stamped it and graded it and saying this is official from this comic branch, blah blah blah, to show that it was signed by him. So of course those are going to be worth more value because of course who Stan Lee is and who he was. He's passed away now, so sometimes that makes the value shoot up just because of a signature. So there's lots of things you got to take into account. But it's very, very hard to think that you're going to buy a comic book today and it's going to be worth millions later on because the rarity. I mean, you need something like an Action Comic #1 with Superman in it.
Yeah.
First appearance of Superman, or Batman or something like that to be a moneymaker.
Yeah, back when they weren't like people didn't used to collect them, they used to just throw them away when they were done. So the fact that they lasted, so that's the only reason why they're worthwhile. Once people started collecting them,
it was the collector market, that destroyed it. Like the collectors themselves, by hoarding comics that like had no value, destroyed the own market because. Just like you said, they used to be just disposable, and some people thought to hold on to them, which is what created that quote unquote artificial value. So.
Collectors were to comics what Redditors are to DCL.
I always viewed myself as more of just a comic reader. I didn't think that's why I ever really cared about collecting them for future value. I just enjoyed reading my comics. The only one that I ever kept in mint condition was the Tombstone issue of The Death of Superman. I have that one in a little plastic sleeve, but I would never want to sell it. Like, that's mine, and I just want to keep it in perfect condition if I can. So.
I have like 5 of those.
Oh, wow.
I'm serious, I do.
I have some of the old
well, if mine ever gets wrecked, I'm calling you.
Okay. I've got the special edition one when it actually has the Daily Planet newspaper article.
Oh, that's cool.
With the death of Superman, where they printed out a fake newspaper. I've got that issue as well, still sealed. What I started branching off to was the action figures. I started collecting every single action figure I possibly could of them because I just love them. And then I got to the point to where I just bought them to buy them. And then I was like, okay, I got to stop. Because I had like shelves full of every single character still sealed, never even opened, and they're just sitting on the shelves back. I was just like, okay, I've got too many. I got to stop.
Otherwise,
So
you'd
I mean, I
wind
know
up like
some
me,
of them.
right?
Yeah, kind of like that. Actually, like the stuff. If you took everything you have back there, that would be like 0.01%.
Just a
I
small
mean,
fraction.
but that's what's kind of sad because I just took all my money and bought it. And what value does it hold for me right now? There's a few of them in there. I mean, there's like a first edition Iceman figure that you can't. They made like 3 iterations of Iceman. There was one that you could actually make cold, and he would change color in, and that's the one that's worth like a lot of money. I think it was like worth $300 for just that one character. And then there was this was what's crazy. There's this character of Storm they made, and I know it's Marvel, but they put her in the outfit with like the skinny one with the real little hair, not long hair or anything, the outfit where she's kind of unattractive. Nobody bought the figure. It just bombed. It was like, so Toys R Us at the time marked it down to 99 cents just to get rid of that figure because no one wanted it. I picked up a couple of them, right? Warp forward 20 years later, it's one of the most sought after figures because they were just all pitched. No one cared about it. And now, since there is no more, there's a demand for it.
Yeah, it just goes
It's kind
to
of
show
crazy.
you. Yeah, it just goes to show you. You never know what it's really worth until it's there.
You know what action figure I have that I wish I had bought 2 of and kept one in the box in a mint condition was the Jawa with the cloth.
Oh yes,
jacket. Like that one's worth a lot. Now I have one, but it's opened, it's played with. It was in my Labrador German Shepherd's mouth as a kid. So it's not too much. It's not worth too much right now, but
right.
I wish that's where, like, and I never had children, but if I had children, it would be like I would buy 2 of certain things,
right,
and put another one away for them. And
it was like when I was really younger, I didn't even think about collecting. I just wanted to play with them,
right.
Like any kid did, right?
Yeah.
And I had a lot of the original DC Superpower figures. You would squeeze their legs and they would punch, or you'd squeeze their arms and they would kick their legs like they were swimming like Aquaman. I mean, now they just revived it, and Todd McFarlane's doing like a whole new line of Superpower DC characters. But I had like the old original Batman, and Robin had cloth capes that you could take off and put on. And I think Robin did a karate chop when he squeezed his legs, and Batman did like 2 punches when he would squeeze his legs together. I love those figures. I mean, they were so cool. And Darkseid had like this little red thing on the top of his head. So when sunlight or any light in the room would hit that, it would make his eyes light up because the light would go from the top and come out the front because it was like a transparent piece of plastic. And it was just so cool to have those back in the day. And man, if I just had the mentality to collect, I would have bought 2 of those things.
Yeah. By the way, how did we get to talking about toys all of a sudden?
I spun it off from the comic.
Oh, okay.
Comic discussion.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't lost somewhere. Right. Anyways,
on our last DCL.
Yeah, on our last DCL podcast, no less.
At least we're not talking about another game.
Right.
Let's talk about all of what our PvP boards look like right now.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking A.
I don't know what it looks like because I haven't logged in. Well, I've logged in, but I haven't looked. Honestly, I log in every day and I look to see if there's anything in the store that like excites me that I'm like, wow, maybe I'll spend some time on that. No. Otherwise, I have about 4,970 spins left on my green ringy thing, and I don't think that's going to happen between now and Tuesday. So,
listen, God bless everyone that had fun going all RB5. Like
right.
I've said on previous shows, I chose not to inflate my roster. I RB5'd 3 characters. I had RB4 that I did not have the shards, and I took advantage of that because I've been waiting 3 years for a Scarecrow or Eclipso sale. I also did Monkey Prince, and that was it. And by the way, for those that had fun with it, great. But I did a video the other day and put it in our Alliance channel because I just checked. I just wanted to check to see what my board looked like. And unfortunately, no one chose to have fun in the last few weeks. They chose to do all the RB5 and do the RB5 meta. And it was sad to me. because I went in, I was like, okay, we got about a week left in this thing. I'm gonna do one PvP board just as kind of like a farewell. And I started going down each opponent, and I was like, yeah, that's not fun. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not fun. Because now that one that was 38,000 is now 48,000, and I have zero interest in not picking people I want to pick at this point. So boo the community for not just having fun over those last few weeks. I don't care if they're all RB5, but use people you like, not just
exactly
Atro and all that stuff. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I just had a quick look through my PvP, and yep, it's full of twat teams, as they say.
They just
RB5.
You thought
I don't understand the point.
Yeah,
we thought we could all get together and just say, "Hey, let's have some fun over the last month." But
this is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly.
Right. Give people the
someone
keys to
out
the
there
kingdom.
was twat zero yet again.
Right. Somebody out there had to have done it. Well, maybe in this case, maybe it's more than one.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I mean, you give everybody access to fully loaded rosters. Like Biff was saying, I'm so happy for everybody that got to really complete everything. But when they opened the floodgates, that was basically the end of me playing because I didn't have a reason anymore. Like, you're giving me everything that I was pursuing, so it removes my drive to play, and it hit me in the middle of the last raid, basically. Like, I had the bug, and I couldn't get into raids, and I was like, what's the point? I'm not even going to bother Biff. What do I care about 10 rebirth crystals when you have unlimited rebirth crystals? And it's just like, I don't know, just took the wind out of my sails completely. But I'm really glad for the people that got to play and have fun and do it, but I just haven't had any motivation to want to go to a PvP board, and frankly, I don't want to just run the meta against the meta to get a bunch of checkboxes out of the way. So what is the point?
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell anyone what their motivation should be or whatever, but the
people absolutely
posting on Reddit, like saying, let us finish everything, where I need more Red Hood shards, or just get over it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
it'll be wiped
day,
anyway. So what? What's the
day
purpose?
on Saturday that Sexy's talking about, where all of a sudden they put the rebirth crystals in the shop. Because I remember, I just got to 155 to get the 3 rebirth crystals, in raids, and then I was done because I got one more thing so I could RB5 Eclipso, and that was it. That's all I cared about.
How many people are going to be go full Karen on this thing in the next couple of days, do you think? Like, give me my free shit.
They're already doing it.
There's still people on Reddit who didn't realize the game was closing. I was reading through a couple threads last night, and there's people out there that didn't know the game was closing, even though the top pinned thread is that the game is closing. Like, what the fuck?
Or the in-game, it pins it to you. No, but and by the way, there are good people and good players on there advocating for, like, posting spreadsheets. Somebody that does a lot of great art for the community, Silver Fox Pirate or whatever.
Yeah,
he's posting images of his spreadsheet that shows I have 2 different accounts. Here are the only characters I have that aren't RB5. Help. And he's good dude, good community person, all that stuff. I don't get the allure of trying to finish it, but I'm not going to tell him how to feel.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, everybody's playing their own game, and say what you're going to say, but I still can't fathom that people didn't know the game was closing, because it's all over the place, and it ties back into the whole clickbaity thing. How do you not know that the game is closing?
I will make sure they know the game is closing.
And there's no saving it. They've given you everything. Even if they were to save the game at this point, they have nothing left to sell you. So what is the experience in DCL moving forward if it is
They're
saved?
so blind with those shiny rebirth crystals that they don't pay attention to anything else. That's my take on it.
In my Reddit post, arguing the clickbait title was, listen, if you think the game could be saved after they gave you everything for free, how could the game be saved?
Right.
Like, think about it. Like, if they gave you everything, and now everyone that wanted to has full RB5 rosters, how does the game financially and fiscally survive?
Don't be bringing logic.
To write it off.
I don't know.
Charitable.
Even if they didn't keep the saves and they didn't keep it for a profit, just keep the servers running for people to keep playing. if you're gonna run the Atro teams for the rest of your life, then what's the point? That's my question,
That
because
too.
I haven't played the game in a long time. I'm doing the same as AB, just logging in and see if there's anything new in the shop, because I would like to actually have some more shards of Red Hood and Constantine, two of my favorite characters. But unfortunately, they haven't been there, and I'm okay with that, because I, just like Biff, I only RB5 those that I was very close to finishing, and some characters that I actually liked and were dear to me. But to be playing in PvP, it just made no sense to me, because I have everyone fully geared, and I cannot play with characters I've never used before, because I just can't use them. Even if they're gear 11, I just cannot use them against an RB5 actual meta. So the community didn't even allow us to do that. So why are they expecting nice things from from a game that's
they turned it into a game no one wants to play.
Yeah,
essentially, in a weird way, and it's gone. It's moving on, and it's like, look, we had a great run. It was fine, and the last month's been a little sad, depressing, and not much you can do about it. You're like, what do you know?
I was incredibly sad.
Yeah,
I was incredibly sad when they announced it, and it was quite a bit of a shock to me. But for the past 4 weeks, I've been super okay with it, and honestly, I'm fine. I did everything I wanted to do with it. I had a really good time. I've met great people. I've been a part of a great team, and it's moving on to a new chapter, and the memories will be there. And I'm proud to say I'm not one who used a full RB5 Atro team, because my Atro is still at L5.
I was on Team Atro before it was cool to be on Team Atro.
Yes, you were.
Right?
Yes, you had him RB2 for a while.
Oh yeah.
And that was before his rework too.
That was before his rework, by golly. Oh yeah.
Before he was cool, yeah.
I loved using Atro lead, but that was just me.
By the way, I've been a bit of a fraud. I did do one thing, and there was a reason I did it, because Whitty said, like, characters we love, characters we enjoyed through the game. I RB3'd my DOJ. Okay, but I did have the shards already to do that. Okay, but so I did take the extra rebirth crystals, and the reason I did is because even at RB1, she was still on my last screen.
Yes.
with Garth, Joker, Damaged Goods, and all these fucking awful characters. And I was just like, DOJ doesn't, even at RB1, doesn't deserve to be in that category on my last screenshot of my roster. So I RB3'd her to move her up with the other. So that's the one thing I did for me.
Good.
I was gonna try and use her anyway because she was trash. So I wanted to try. So like beforehand, I was like trying to get shard just because I was trying to build her up. But now it's like, I guess I could try it, but whatever.
Well, but now you have a squishy taunter facing RB5 Reds.
Right, exactly.
Like, what do we do? There's just nothing to do.
Like, I dare you to hit me. All right.
Here, taunt.
You're not gonna like it.
Yeah, come and get some.
Oh boy. So as we think about coming to a wrap on this thing, I want to ask you guys a quick question, and everybody give me just a really quick answer. What was your favorite mistake in all of DC Legends? Either something you goofed up or you hit up your thumb on accident somewhere. And I'll tell you what, I'll start. I wanted at the time, this was going way back. This is when Man-Bat came out, and I had enough shards for the Man-Bat L5 because I really wanted to play with the disease kit. Yeah. And, I had enough to get him there, and I was saving up my purple gems to get him there. I had enough purple gems to get him there. And for whatever reason, as I'm flipping through my screen to get there, I land on Freddy Shazam. And who do you think got the RB5 or the L5? No, Freddy Shazam. And I was so pissed. I never, ever, ever geared up Man-Bat again. I said, no, he's done. He's staying there at L4. It was the fate of the universe that told me he doesn't deserve to be any higher than L4. So that was my story of screw up. It's not a great one, but that's probably my favorite one.
I have done that as well, AB.
Have you?
Yeah, because there's no warning on that button when you go to make them L5
Mm-hmm.
to use all your legendary essence.
Yeah, it's sneaky.
It just does it. I mean, there's a warning for almost everything else but that, and I have had that happen as well.
Yeah, it stinks.
I mean, my worst one that I did that I wish I never did was when Punchline came out, and I played with her. I was like, man, she's kind of cool. I think I'm going to go all out on her. And I think I spent $300+ worth of gems to get like all the possible shards that I could for her. And of course, I was short on the RGB crystals at the time. And then there was like other characters that came out, and I was like, well, I got to shard, make them RB first, and then I'll get back to her. And I never did RB her past 1, and I had enough to RB her clear up to I think almost 5. I was so close to RB5. That's how much I invested in her, and then just dropped her. And I was just like, man, did I just make a mistake on all that? I could have invested this in so many other characters. Not that she was bad or anything. It was just other ones popped up that took precedence over her. I kind of hated investing all that, and then it was like pointless.
How about you, Biff? Any blunders you want to talk about?
In mine, I've talked about it numerous times on the show, so the people that listen, I don't want to reiterate it too much, but I was at the stage of the game where I was bringing all my bottom tier characters to level 60 G10. So I would have everyone level 60 G10, and I was down to my last one to move to 60. And the character was level 40 G9, and it was Two-Face. And for some reason, I think it was, I don't know, I was watching something on television or something, and I was doing it. And then all of a sudden I looked down, and I just spent all my green essence, and he went all the way to level 80. And it was the one time I actually like felt physically ill, like at the time when I did it, because I was like, oh my God, like I had all that green essence for so many other things, like to do it. Now, in the end, it didn't matter because everyone became level 80 and G11 and all that stuff. But at the time, I remember, like, I left him at G9. He was my last G9 character. I left him there because if I moved him to G10, he would shoot up, outside of the realm of the people I was working on. And so, yeah, it was Two-Face. It was a slip of the finger where I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I did that with Superboy.
Superboy, really?
Awesome.
Your Superboy, Biff, not everyone else's.
When he stunk. I assume when he stunk.
Yes.
Okay.
I got up to L5 by mistake. I was, for some reason, I was just trying to get Legendary 4, and then I was like, I don't know, I was like getting all sorts of purple essence to gear someone else up and wasted it on him. But the one I really I really wanted Ravager to work. I really did. So I spent so much money and so much like gems just getting enough to get her to RB5. I still haven't gotten her to RB5. Like, I have enough shards, obviously, and I had enough before this like blowout sale. Just thinking like, I'm gonna find a way to make her work. And yeah, no, still have yet to find a way to make her work.
2D maintains he has made her work somehow.
Well,
I haven't seen
Hush. He uses Hush instead,
Okay.
actually, and that
Okay.
and that works pretty well. And I was thinking like, no, I could do it. And I like the character too, so it's in TC. So just didn't work.
Sekju, what about you, buddy? You're on mute.
Sorry about
Always
that.
going to be punished.
Whoops, my bad. I'm kind of along the same lines as DCL Junk. I didn't have a mistap that I regret, but I definitely have characters I invested in that I wanted them to work, and thankfully you got reworked eventually. But Vandal, motherfucking savage, I don't know. I was really excited that month. I think he came out the same month as Deadman, and I just went all in on both of them basically because they both looked good on their kits at least. And Deadman is pretty good. He's underrated in my opinion, but Vandal was not good for a very long time, and I couldn't figure it out. Like, when you look at his kit, it looks like it should work, but something in there was just fucking broken, and that was one of my bigger regrets because I took him straight to L5, used up like all my legendary essence, and then he just fucking sucked. So that was disappointing. that would be my one.
And if you think about it, we are the one podcast that has always screamed, and Woody can attest to this, do not look at kits on paper.
Yeah.
Right.
And invest.
That's right.
Because it doesn't always work out.
See, case in point, Captain Cold.
Oh,
Yes.
Remember when everybody did that?
Difficult.
If
I
me
like
and-
Captain Cold.
If me and you
Same.
were on the DCL Newlywed Game, and they asked me, like, what do you think AB is going to say is his greatest regret in DCL, I would have said Captain Cold.
Yeah, Captain
So I
Cold
would have been wrong.
Yeah, a close second. I was really upset about Captain Cold, but I think Man Bat was before I knew you. So
Okay.
yeah,
So I didn't know the whole
Right.
Man Bat story.
right. Yeah.
So is this Captain Cold pre-rework? You hated, or you
No,
didn't like him even after
post-rework.
the rework? Post-rework. Okay.
Yeah, because everybody was
There-
saying, "Oh, he's going to be the next big thing. Oh, he's going to be the next big
'cause
thing."
okay, I remember what you're saying. That
And
they
I
were
had a
he's
lot
gonna
of
be
shards
S tier,
already.
He's going to be an absolutely essential, and he
Yeah.
walked out, and definitely not that.
Oh,
Yeah, and I had a lot
remember-
of shards
I remember-
already, so I went all in. Yeah.
I remember the first time I faced an RB5 Captain Cold in my RB2 Wonder Girl, just shot her basic, and it was boom. See you later,
Disintegrates right
Captain
there.
Cold.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Captain Cold too, by the way, but whether he's useful on any of my comps or not is a different story. Anywho, Witty, we haven't gotten to you yet. Do you have any favorite mistakes?
Yeah, mine is kind of a reverse mistake because unlike you guys, I don't think I had many resources to splurge. I was always trying to catch up with you guys because I started the game after all of you. So I was very careful with who I was gearing and who I was investing in. But there's one character I did regret not investing from the start, and it was Cyclone, because when raids did come, everyone else was having a very easy time and mine was not geared, and I felt ill, like Biff said. I did feel ill when everyone was just going through raids, like having a blast and doing everything so quick, and mine wasn't geared, and I fucked up big that time. That was my regret.
That's fair, though. I mean, Cyclone was an unexpected. She was
Yeah,
expected because
I
she was
wouldn't
bugged.
have. I wouldn't have
Right.
guessed that would happen. But every time a character was bugged, and it was a positive bug on a raid, I didn't have them geared.
Right.
But the other ones were already in the game, and Cyclone was a new character added. So I should have worked on her, and I guess I just didn't have any luck that time.
Yeah, I remember just building her because I was excited. Because again, I got excited about the kit because of what it looked like it would do together with Red Tornado and a few other people. So I got really excited when she came out, and I just built her because of that. And then the raid thing ended up being a bonus. But I remember Witty in the chat like, "What the fuck is everyone using on this raid boss?" And we're all like, "Cyclone, it's the bug."
I was so
Wow.
pissed. I didn't like her from the beginning because she looks really silly. I mean, I do not like her design, so I didn't even know the character, so it was an easy skip for me. And I would gear something that would be more useful to me, but that raid really brought me down. That was my regret.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see. Well, gang, I think it's time that maybe before we start wrapping this thing up, it wouldn't be the last double AD for DCL without a bit. And we searched high and low, and we got some of the greatest guest stars we could. And we got this guy, well, you guys know who this is, Jonathan Crane. And he has given us a clip that he wants us to listen to as his way of saying farewell to the greater DCL community. And I'll just let it take it away.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Jonathan Crane, the Master of Fear, here for Atlantis After Dark. Pull up a chair and mix yourself a drink. You can be sure I am. Today is unfortunately last call in the Toxin Lounge. Even though this is a somber occasion,
I'm thrilled to welcome a talented teammate and friend of the lounge, DCL Chunk. Welcome, Miss Chunk.
Thanks. I guess I don't know not sure how I got here. I remember waking up in a van. And is that chloroform? Yeah, thanks. I guess.
Well, what's your pleasure?
I think I need a coffee, Irish coffee. Yeah, extra Irish, please. Really Murphy it up.
Perfect. My favorite dessert drink. Minions. You heard the order, and make mine a double. Well, I usually start by asking, what scares you in the frightening world of DC Legends? But in this case, everyone's greatest DCL fear has been realized. So let's go positive. What's your greatest DCL memory?
Well, I think my greatest. Sorry, I'm a little hazy from being drugged and tied up. But I think my greatest memory is. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Could you tell your minion not to stick their fingers in my drink, please? Thank you. Yeah, and is that even your finger? I don't know. All right. I guess my greatest memory is just the people I met. Some of the people I met are really nice. Some of them apparently have a large cargo van.
Well, we all make friends in different ways.
Yeah, true.
In the world we live in, we always look to assign blame when things don't go our way. Miss Junk, who's at fault for the death of DC Legends?
You know, that's a great question. I don't even know who's at. Wait, hold on a second. What is that? Is that Ben Fleck and Ezra?
I don't like this. You're ineffectualizing my journey. This isn't real. None of you are real. The only thing that's real is the oneness.
I'm Ben Fleck. Jesus, Ezra. I wish Matt Damon was looking for a superhero instead of this shit show. You're worse than J-Lo. First Robert Pattinson, now this idiot. When did the fucking millennials take over?
Hold on, heroes. The Flash and Batman? What is this? Orphan night at the lounge?
Okay, yeah, that's weird. They're not even playable characters. I don't know, what are you doing? And hold on. One of your minions is eating my hair. Oh wait, no wait, that's Ezra. All right, look, this is weird. I'm sorry.
Near! Behold! Look upon me and know the end is near. I am all things irritable and displeasurable. I am...
Oh no. It's the almighty supervillain Redditor. The only person that scares me.
That's right, you miserable stuffed boob. Time to pay the piper.
He forms like Voltron from all the twats on Reddit. Like the Alliance leader, posting in DCL recruitments before the final raid. Like the mod, claiming clickbait subject lines. Or the guy that posted a plea to help him find his aunt's OnlyFans account. Ew.
You poor excuse for kindling. I cannot be defeated. Let me show you what happens to those who would dare oppose me. Ben Fleck, Ezra, be gone! And now it's time for you to feel my nerdy wrath.
Oh my god, the Redditor again? I fought him before. God, look at the size of that keyboard he's hiding behind. Look, the only way to defeat him is to ignore him. So just mute his microphone and maybe he'll go away.
Never! Prepare to be cancelled! Stop it! Ow! No, you're hurting me! Oh my god! Ugh. Ugh. I'll get you! I'll get you one day!
Well, that's that. Miss Junk, thank you for joining me and destroying the reason for DCL's downfall. The Redditor.
Yeah, I'll drive myself home, okay? I'll get an Uber. I don't want to go back in the van. Thank you.
Last call.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Crane. Always a pleasure, and we're going to miss you, buddy. Always bringing the goods to the show. And that was quite an interesting time you had there, Miss Junk.
Yeah, amazing voice actors in that skit. I'm not gonna call out who they are. I know they're shy, but pretty amazing.
Well, I'll be sure to pass that note along to them.
Thank you.
They'll be thrilled with that.
Please do.
Boy, we've had a Reddit heavy episode as far as I can tell. Is there anything else you want to talk about with DCL, or do we think we're pretty much ready to cast our nets and say our goodbyes?
The only question I have left is, when does it die? Does it die on reset on October 31st, or does it die at midnight based on time? I have no idea. I'll be curious. I will log on at 8 p.m. on Halloween as I sit in my basement with all my lights upstairs off, as to not have to give candy out. Well, no, by the way, no. Here's the problem.
I'll be home putting razor blades and candy bars.
No, but the problem is we get like 2 to 3 kids every year, and I got to buy a fucking bag of candy, and then I eat it. So now I just shut the lights off. Like I'm not getting, for some reason I only get like 2 to 3 kids. So so I'm grumpy and disengaged on Halloween night, and I just go down to my basement and shut all the lights off.
Yeah.
But I wonder when the whole game's just what's gonna happen. I am curious.
Probably UTC time. So it'll be reset probably.
Reset.
I mean, that's how they have their servers all set up to click for the next thing.
Wouldn't it be so DCL for them to forget to turn it off and still first, and we're all just like,
oh god,
that's predictable.
That would be fucking hilarious
until the server bill comes. Then it will be shut
right.
down.
And then somebody at Warner Brothers is like, God, we suck at everything.
Somebody gets a bill, right?
They need one of those like Rocket Money apps to let them know that they have some recurring charge coming.
Somebody in accounting's just like, wait, that didn't shut off automatically? Ah, fuck.
You know, that reminds me, when I worked in the casino, we had a sports bar, right? And many TVs. It was worse than Biff's house. I think we had like 80 televisions in the whole place. It was huge, plus a giant projector. And it was Saturday. It's college football day, and we're in Nebraska. Do you think anybody wants to spend? No, everybody's down there at the casino drinking and watching the Huskers play. And then about 5:30, I get a call from the sports bar saying, all the TVs are gone. They're all off. Like, what are you talking about? They're all off. Well, nothing's coming through. So I go back there to the thing, and I'm start looking through the kits, and I'm like, well, shit. Looks like the cables are out, and all right. It looks like the TVs are all on, and well, you're right. They're down. I have no idea why. So I make a phone call, and I'm like, hey, Cox Cable, what's the deal with this? And they said, oh yeah, we regret to inform you that your bill is 3 months overdue. And I thought to myself, this is a fucking casino. Jesus
They
Christ.
only like when money goes in.
Right. Jesus Christ almighty. Anyways, that was my story.
Nothing like pissing off Midwest college football
I
fans
know.
in the middle of a Saturday
I know.
afternoon.
By the way, I had to get the TVs back on, so it only took me about an hour, but I finally convinced the Cox person that I was going to get my supervisor on the phone with them, and that we were a sports bar and we had, XYZ number of fucking people, and if we don't get this thing on, we're going to have riots in the streets. So, I mean...
The what person?
Cox.
The Cox person. Oh, you just don't have Cox
By
up
the
there, do you?
way, if you've ever dealt with Cox communication, there is no more relevant
Yes.
term
Yes,
for a company ever.
I've had a lot of dealings with Cox.
Oh,
my
I fucking
God.
I
Cox.
They did my home internet for years, and I just got rid of them like a decade ago, and they are all fucking Cox. All of them.
Every one of them.
Every single one.
Every one of them. You're a Cox,
The
and
most
you're a Cox.
aptly named company in the history of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry,
Cox.
I can handle Cox.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's think about taking it around the horn and getting everybody's final word. One more round, and we will start with Retmus. Give us the word, buddy.
I just want to say it's been a blast. I've enjoyed all my time with you guys. It's been a wonderful journey. I don't think I could even fathom better teammates, alliance members, friends that I would have, spent my time with. I mean, you guys are fantastic. I mean, you guys are what made this game great. It wasn't just the game; it was you guys, and I will truly miss that moving forward. With no more DCL stuff, but as we say, that when one door closes, another one opens. So we'll continue on, and I'm not going to look at this as a sad thing. I'm going to look at it as something new for us to keep going on. But, there's still a little part of me. Yeah, I'm just like everybody else. I complained about the game, about things being bad in it and stuff. But, it's that old saying, you don't know what you had till it's gone. So I kind of going to miss it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss every day my alarm going off and saying, "Hey, reset time to log in and play my game." Because I had my alarm set up, and every time my wife and my son and everybody, they were like, "Oh, it's his game time. Let him play." And I'd go in and I'd play my game. And so that's gone. I mean, it will be gone. It's a bittersweet thing, but it's you guys that are the most important, and that's not going away. So I'm very grateful for that. And I'm going to throw a little shameless plug in here. The Indiegogo page for Alliance Alter Dimensions will be put up this week. So if you guys are interested in a new game very similar to DC Legend style that the community can get behind and that will be supported by the community, check it out, donate, help me make it a reality faster. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm also going to be doing a live stream with M4 later on this week. We'll go into some questions and answers. So if you guys want to join his stream, you can ask me any questions you want about the game, down in the questions area, and we'll try the best to answer every single thing possible you want to know about it. The whole aspect of the game, how it's going to move forward, what it's about, future plans, things like that. But I want this to be something for all of us to continue to have that community together and, continue, our talks, friendships, make new ones, new alliance mates, things like that. Yes, I know it's a shameless plug-in, but I always felt that the community was the most important thing anyway. And I just want to kind of keep that alive so we can have our alliance mates and our battle plans to take down the bosses, things like that. So I hope you will join me on that new journey. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody that's listened to our show over the years. AB, for your great editing skills, your skits throughout the, you just put a big smile on my face, Biff Witty. I mean, you guys, brought me in, didn't know me, brought me right into it. And you just treated me like I was family right off the get-go. And Sekju, you're awesome, buddy. I mean, there's a lot I can say about you, but I mean, I enjoy your insight, your communication, your friendship. Miss Junk, your witty humor, I mean, you always put a smile on my face. Sometimes I have to mute the microphone because I don't want to bust the gut on the, on the broadcast. But and Tootie, and I know he's not here today. He wasn't feeling very well. I hope he feels better. Tootie, awesome teammate. I mean, it would be so weird not to have him around as well. So anyway, I wish everybody the best. Let's look this as a positive thing, because everything in life moves forward. If it doesn't, it stays stagnant and dies. And we don't want that. We want to make everything positive. So let's just try our best to look forward and say, hey, Heroes and Villains is my thing. I'm going to play that, because it's still DC Legends. We love it. We love this type of game. There might be another one out there, and you get behind that, just make some good friends and enjoy the same things you do. And you're going to have a good escape from reality for a while. And we all need that. Hopefully Alliance Alter Dimensions, when it comes out, will be the game you guys really enjoy and you back it and you love it, that's what I'm hoping for. But until then, I wish everybody the best and be happy.
Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. And I couldn't have said it any better. I echo the sentiments. And we look forward to hearing what you have to say on M4's stream there. So get on M4 stream and check Retpmus out and ask him any of the questions you want to ask him. I mean, I already have previews of this stuff, so I already know a lot about it. But for those of you who are out there who might want to know a little bit more, definitely check it out. Thank you, buddy. All
You're
right.
welcome. Thank you.
Biff, tell it like it is.
And by the way, make sure, because we all think that because DCL is dying, like a lot of things are dying, but actually they're not. Podcast isn't dying. Our Discord server isn't dying. So please, if you're not on our Discord, get on our Discord, because then you can get information about Retpmus's game and, all other things about staying in touch with us.
Yes.
Because I can assure you, I'm hoping as part of Retpmus's business plan that he is not planning on building a Reddit page. So you're going to need somewhere else to communicate with us.
No, I hate to disappoint you, Biff.
Oh no!
But I'm
He's gonna do
building
the
one,
Reddit.
and you're going to be the moderator.
Oh.
Who's not going to be the moderator?
That's big news.
I am planning on supporting Retpmus on his journey, because for those of you, I think everyone has a really good sense of who Rhett is, right? From his last word, from everything, and how genuine, how compassionate and just loving a person he is. But I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I will be supporting his venture as much as I possibly can, as this continues on, because it will be amazing, because all of the frustrations we had with DC Legends from a code and a developer standpoint, we might have, but we won't have them for very long, because as he said, this will be community feedback. We will be there. We will have a direct line to how to correct even the littlest of mistakes, and mistakes will not be as big as they were, knowing his attention to detail and all of that stuff. But yeah, I'll just reiterate, this has been a great run with everyone. Thank you for all the content creators. Thank you for everyone that supported our podcast. Thank you for everyone that's lambasted me on Reddit, because there's no bad publicity.
That's right.
In this game, I hate all of you that did, but you know what? You just gave us content. So thanks for fueling our fire. And it was really insightful to find out that you were the reason DCL died. Thanks to Miss Chunk and Dr. Crane, that covered the whole thing.
Blew the lid off of it.
We Scoobied it up.
Oh, you Scooby-Dooed this shit. Is that all, buddy?
That's it.
That's it? All right. Well, thank you very much, pal. We appreciate it. Sec Jew, it's your turn, buddy.
I'll just keep thanking everybody. I appreciate everybody in the alliance, and I hope that everyone sticks together through the game ending, because I just like logging onto Discord and seeing the funny shit that like Mutt posts, and Satan always comes up with some funny stuff too. It's just a good group of people, and I really hope that even though we're not all going to be playing the same game together, that everybody chooses to just still have that as a hangout, as a getaway. Because even if we're not playing games, we still have like the cask and smokehouse where we can like talk about cooking stuff, and like all of our weird food antics where people can hate olives and mushrooms, or they can love cilantro or whatever. It's like everybody can do whatever, and it's just a really fun environment that we've created there. And again, encouraging people to join our server if you're not part of it already. I certainly hope that in the works is maybe a new channel to focus on Retmus's game. So if he wants to field any sort of questions, we can maybe get him an official format there. So that way it's very accessible, which is, I think, something he kind of maybe wants to create, but we'll let him decide that. Because he's an amazing guy, and he does some amazing shit behind the scenes that you guys only get to hear what he says on the air. You don't get to see some of the cool and amazing stuff that he is working on. So I'm excited for him to show it to you when he's ready, and it's exciting stuff. So beyond that, I also want to thank like anybody in the DCL community, any player. There's players out there that we've all had our disagreements on, both an ideological level about how they play the game, or issues personally maybe in some of the Discord servers with some of these people who like to push buttons. But I thank them all the same, because they still contributed to the unique experience that has been playing DCL these past few years. And even though we didn't always agree at times, I still appreciate it, even though if you were a twat. And I think you know who you were. So anyway, I just want to say thanks to everybody that played DCL. You're a great group of people, and especially the ones in our alliance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, buddy. All right. Miss Junk, you're next.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna carry on with what Sexu said. Only I'm gonna talk to specifically the twats. You don't have to be a twat. You know that, right? Like, you can grow as a person. You don't have to be a twat. I know you're at home now in your Punisher t-shirt that doesn't fit anymore, thinking like you're a real badass, but you don't have to. You don't have to play dick teams. You don't have to be a dick in Reddit. You don't have to be a dick. Just try not being a dick. That's all, and see what happens. Because I think you're not a bad guy. You're not. So maybe buy a flower or something. Maybe I don't know. Wear something goofy and not a black shirt that with a comic book character logo. Okay, just try it out. That's all I have to say.
Words to live by.
Yeah. Life lessons with Miss Junk.
Don't be a dick.
My shirt is a ghost that says "boo, thank you." It is not a Punisher shirt.
You're not a twat.
See, it says "boo."
Yeah,
like,
I know. And you're not a twat. Hence, yeah.
By the way, I have the same shirt on AB has on.
That's right.
Except my name and numbers on it. Our Atlantis After Dark baseball jerseys.
That's right. I'm the double goose egg, and Biff is 33.
I am the double three.
Double three? Is that what you call it? Double three?
No, I just call it.
No, okay. Some people call it double three. I call it double goose egg.
I've wore number 3 in every team. I wore number 3 for the United States when I played for their under 20 men's national team in soccer, and I've wore 33 in every hockey and baseball game I've ever played.
Nice. You are a decorated champion of 33. It's just a bonus.
I'm decorated with 33. Let's not say champion.
Retmus has got one of his shirts on. It says, I did not mean to offend you. That was just a bonus. So.
Who's Retmus out there offending?
I don't know.
AB, I'll tell you one thing about our merch store.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 3/4 sleeve shirt in our merch store that I will tell you is the most comfortable shirt I own. I have 2 of them. I have one with Biff on it, and then I have one with Dr. Crane and Bonkers on it. And I can tell you those 2 shirts are just fall time right now, regular rotation. They're the most comfortable shirts I own.
Well, I'm happy. That's a very good, and that is a segue into, hey, if you want to buy one of those comfortable shirts, you certainly can. They're available for purchase right now. But
the 3/4 sleeve shirts, where
the
you can have
Raglan's,
any all-star, any whatever. It is one of the most comfortable shirts, and in fall, especially when it's been unseasonably warm where I am right now, where I don't want to go full short sleeve, but I don't want to go, full sweatshirt. That is the best piece of merch on our site. I'll tell you that.
It is. Thank you very much. And a cheap plug, but I want to turn my attention to Miss Junk. That is the baddest ass spam shirt I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you. I call that my first and last date shirt.
Your first and last date shirt. Oh God. Oh my God.
First and last. First or last.
Are you? Is that all you wanted to say today, Miss Junk?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't be a dick.
Right. Don't be a dick. Life
Buy
lessons.
some flowers.
Yeah,
right.
Smell a fucking flower. Get out of your parents' basement and don't be a dick.
That's right. Miss Junk's life coach lessons.
Exactly. You don't have to only drink Mountain Dew.
There are other beverages.
I was waiting for Winnie to say something.
Great segue to Winnie with the Mountain Dew reference.
Oh, and perfect for the segue. Whitty, give us the bottom line today.
I mean, it was a great run, and despite all its faults, I had fun with this game, probably more than any other game that I've played before. It kept me entertained, and it easily became a part of my routine, as you all know. But more important than that, and more important than anything else, it gave me the opportunity to get to know some really amazing and talented people that I'll carry in my heart forever. And no matter where we end up in life, and you all know who you are. And I don't want anyone here to feel jealous or let down, but I really want to thank AB for inviting me to be a part of this project, his project. And it's something I would have never dreamed of doing before, and it's been quite the experience. So thank you, AB, from the heart. You're amazing, and I'll carry you in my heart forever, all of you, but you especially. And following that, to our alliance, I mean, Atlantis After Dark is the best DCL alliance ever and forever will be, and no questions asked. I don't care how many points you guys put out, how many times you've been top spot in raids and siege and wraith or whatever. You cannot beat this incredible group of people, and I wouldn't want to be a part of any other team than this one. This was my home, and this was where I felt comfortable throughout, most comfortable throughout my DCL run. I also wanted to throw out a big thank you to everyone in the community who gave us a shot and supported us for this long, and who gave a listen, and to those who to every content creator who put in the effort and the time to help new players have a good time and enter this big community. They don't make a dime on it, but they do take their time, and they get the job done, and they've helped me as a new player, and I'm sure they've helped tons of players achieve really good things in the game. So a big thanks to them. And I think I've spoken too much, but this one cannot be left unnoticed. So happy birthday to our very own Retpmus. I know I'm a couple days early, but this way I'm sure I won't let it pass. So congrats on leveling up, buddy. That's what superheroes do.
I appreciate that, Whitty. Thank you very much.
Well, I think I can safely say thank you very much, Whitty. And if I can segue into a little bit, I never take a last word, right? And I'm not taking one at this point. but I do want to just take a little bit of time and say that, you know, I'm not going to correct you guys, right? But this isn't my show. It's your guys' show. I'm the host. I do nothing. I talk about blah, 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 and so, but I do nothing of content. I know nothing about games. I button mash, for God's sakes. I don't know about comps or fucking any of that special crazy shit that makes the games actually play what they're supposed to do. I just like mashing pretty buttons. And I have a microphone. That's it. This is your guys' show. So everything that I do and that I've done has been in service to you guys, because whether you guys like to think about it or not, I know talent when I see it. Talented individuals who know just how to be themselves. And that's exactly what I look for, and that's exactly what I want. And I didn't just stumble across you guys. You guys came into my life. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being just the very, very, very best friends that I could have had. You guys are fucking awesome. So
Appreciate that, buddy. And
Thanks,
we're not
Andy.
going anywhere.
Oh, I know. We're not going anywhere. That's the whole thing. And that's what's beautiful about this, is because it's not sad for me, right? It's a happy thing for me, because now, 2 weeks from now, we're going to do the very first double AD with no DC Legends content. And I can't fucking wait to start that journey. It's going to be fun.
And trust me when I tell you, it will still be entertaining.
I guarantee it.
We'll figure. I mean, listen, we got a half hour in this week without talking
Yeah.
about DCL, just from our intros,
Right.
to the hoo-ha versus hee-haw.
Yeah.
Ground. Yeah, we can do
Groundbreaking
this,
content.
whether it's sitcoms or old movies or DC content or comics or baseball cards. Hang in, because we ain't done. But we're done with this game.
Yeah.
And I think it's the right time to be done with this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I
Absolutely.
do want to say one more thing. I just want to also give praise and thanks to your significant other or any person in your life that supports you, because without people in your life, it's very hard to make it. And I just want to, especially my wife, I just have to give a shout out to her, because she supports me in everything I do. And I love her to death. And I hope everybody has someone. It doesn't have to be a wife or a partner. It can be a family member, a friend. Just sit back every now and then and think, wow, if it wasn't for this person's kind words or his support, I would have made this bad mistake. Or they've really helped me out in life. So, you know, a lot of times we always get caught up in ourselves, in our own mind, in our own head, and we kind of forget why we are what we are and who we are today. And a lot of time it's because of those significant people. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out for that, because like I was in here, my wife just brought me lunch, you know, so I could continue to do the show. And she always makes sure I'm fed every day. She'll make sure I have lunch, because I'll stay on the computer, you know, 12 hours straight, and I will not leave from this seat. I mean, I'm nonstop, and I'll forget to eat because I'm just so zoned in on something. And it wasn't just for the little nagging, you know, that she constantly does. You know, did you do the treadmill? Did you eat? Did you do this? You know, it's because she's looking out for you. And there's people that have your best interests at heart, but they get overlooked. So just take a time every now and then just to think about those people, because they really deserve praise as well. I'm sorry to throw that in, but I just felt like I needed to today. So
You're good, dude. You are good. And look, anything is valid that comes out of your mouth. So don't ever think that, you know, I just butted in. Not the case, pal.
It's different from Rhett's wife. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, did you throw up 225 on the bench?
Right.
Did you hit the speed bag for 10 minutes today? Like,
right. I also want to thank, and nobody's, you know, said this yet, and gosh darn it, thanks
Steve.
to the developer, yeah, Steve. They chained that guy nonstop to the desk for 7+ years. Poor Lewis in customer support. I want to thank him. I mean, really. I mean, look, the game wouldn't be here without the efforts of the producers and the developers and everybody who built the game to make it what it was, you know? So I've got to give a shout out to them. They gave us a game that everybody couldn't get enough of for 7 years, even at its darkest time. So that's, you know, an accomplishment on their behalf that they should be proud of. I want to thank...
Well, in that case, can I just get in one last one? I just want to say no hard feelings, Zavareth. I apologize. You know, customer support. No hard feelings, Zavareth. Okay, that's all I wanted. Thank you.
Right on.
AB, I think to your point, I think the people that were there, that skeleton crew, did keep it alive longer than we thought it would be.
They did.
I mean, they had it easy. I mean, if you really have to thank someone, it's got to be Reeves for the patience he or she has to deal with the Reddit twats.
I was going to get to her, but yeah. Poor Reeves, who, yeah, gosh.
I appreciate you.
I know. She deserves all the love in the world, all the praise in the world. Big shout out to her. I want to also thank Hate Mail, Costly, Tootie, all these guys, all these original WROL guys, even M4, who were there and put out content to pave the way for us to be a thing. Because until I heard an episode of WROL, I didn't even know you could do a podcast about a video game. So, you know, there we are. Thanks to those guys, and I really wish that Hate Mail and Tootie could have been on with us today, so they could give their final goodbyes, but I have a feeling that they'll both be on in the near future, because like I said before, we're not going anywhere, so I'll let them come on at their leisure, and if they want to give a farewell speech, they sure can. But all in all, thanks to everyone in the community, thanks to everyone who has listened, thanks to everyone who is, like the rest of the guys have said, thanks to everyone who's pissed and moaned, complained, and praised our work. Because I love each and every one of you crazy fucking bastards. And that's the truth. That is the truth, Ruth. All right. And with that, I think, unless anybody else has anything they want to squeeze in there, we're all done. I think we are going to wrap this thing up. Thanks, everybody, so much for taking the time to be with us today. Get on our website, AtlantisAfterDark.com. See what I did there? Grab some cool swag from the merch store, get on Discord, talk directly with us, and then hit that subscribe button on YouTube because you know you want to. For Biff, for Witty, for Retpmus, Secju, Hate Mail, Tootie, and Miss Junk, we'll see you all right here next time for the next incredibly awesome episode of Double AD. So long, everybody.